you establish good solid performance standards. Then these standards should comply with national or local building codes. There is no country, state, or society that does not have codes of how to build, how to construct. So they must comply with national or local building codes. They must comply with health and safety regulations. They must also comply with educational facilities requirements. Under setting standards for quality, you have to also think of design and specification. You ensure that quality facility design meets the specific needs of the school environment. That is, the kind of classroom that you want them to have, the size of the classroom, because the size of the classroom will determine the number of students you want in those classrooms. Then you talk of ventilation in the classroom. Do they have a good ventilation? You talk of lighting, and you talk of acoustic standard. All those ones are very, very important when you're talking of design and specification. Then you mention talking of vendor and contractor qualification. You just don't use any contractor. You must make sure that you use contractors that are certified, that have certificates based on construction and building of schools, or construction and building. Because if you use uncertified and inexperienced contractors, they will give you lower standard. So you have to consider them. So it's part of the quality control. You use certified and experienced contractors for facility project. Then you use pre-qualified vendors to ensure that they meet quality standard before awarding contracts. Then we move into monitoring and supervision. Talking of monitoring and supervision, quality control inspection is very, very important under monitoring and supervision. Every time you go there to monitor what they are doing. So there must be regular inspection of ongoing facility being constructed. Why do you need to do that? You have to do that to ensure that they meet the specific need, the specific needs, the specific quality, and specific standard. This can include checking the workmanship. You check the materials, and then the safety practices of contractors. Are they measuring the way they ought to measure? Are they putting the blocks, the bricks, are they putting them together the way they ought to put them together? Are they careless in one aspect or the other? All those things are supposed to be taken into consideration when you are talking of vendor and contractor qualification. Because if you don't monitor them very well, they might do anyhow work, which might jeopardize the life of the people that are going to use the building. Then you talk about the progress tracking under monitoring and inspection. Progress tracking. You monitor the progress of facility projects to ensure that they are on track and within the budget. In some countries, the economic standard of that in some countries are not stable. So if you don't monitor, by the time they spend the money that have been allocated to them, or some of them might even be so selfish and self-centered that they want to think that, let me cost cut for my pockets. And in place of doing that, the cost of the quality material that they ought to buy might become unnecessarily high. And as a result of that, they will want to lower the standard of the quality that you want them to have. As a result of, in view of that, it is very, very important for you that you go and check and have progress tracking. You monitor the progress of facility projects to ensure that they are on track within the budget. And also, then you have to use project management tools to track facilities and milestones. They are very, very important. Then you also have to do cost tracking. Continuously monitor the expenditure to ensure that they are within the allocated budgets. That is, you have to monitor the expenditure that they are buying and ensure that they are within the allocated budget, and you have to identify any variances or cost overruns early on and take corrective actions. Then there must be what we call checklists and audits. You use checklists and conduct periodic audits to ensure that all quality requirements are being met throughout the project life cycle. Quality requirements at each stage, at each date of construction, mixing of the blocks and mixing of the sand and the water, mixing of the sand and gravels, everything. You ensure that they maintain the quality expected